I was born in Israel, in Haifa, which is in the north of Israel. My mother came at the age of 10 years old from Poland because she was born in Łódź, and then she was in Warsaw. And my father was born in Israel, but from a family who came both from Germany. I think this influenced me also to understand different cultures, different stories. And although my artwork is based on documentary field, but I'm always trying to take threads from different cultures or stories or narratives. Since I had to do 2 years of military service in Israel, I decided to do work as a mechanic in the Navy. So I had already some basis in something that you can earn money from. Before studying photography, I was studying chemical engineering, because in my family people told me that being an artist is kind of a loser life. And after 2 years, I have had a friend who told me he was starting to do studies in Bezalel, which is the art academy in Jerusalem. He said, "Oh, you would love it, Tami." And I said, "Well, I could give it a chance." The topics I'm doing research on, I'm taking pictures of, are things that count to me. Is if it's the family, if it's relationship, if it's, for example, transmission between elderly people and young people, if it's understanding history, if it's rite of passage, if it's changes in landscape. I was taking pictures of the Israeli-Palestine landscape from 2000 until 2023. And it was, in a way, also trying to understand how man has changed the landscape and how war changes landscape. You cannot see the war in a direct way, but the war is here. Almost an emotional way of approaching territories, landscape. It's not always about a real beauty. Historian will be doing research through documents, they will be writing things. I'm doing those research, or I'm writing through images. So in a way it's a different way to talk about things, but for me it's important, and this is why I say it's meaningful. Affaire personnelle, personal affair. I don't know, because there is also a kind of a play of words in this title. It's also like personal belongings, but also like personal affairs. And this time I was searching in the French Army archives for the presence of female soldiers. I wanted to show that far from the mainstream discourse, the regular discourse about war, about soldiers and so on, there is a lot of presence of women, even though we don't speak a lot about it. tour de manège, which you can translate as merry-go-round, was in fact an invitation of 30 elderly people from 65 till 97 years old to come and do a tour in in a merry-go-round, in a carousel. And in a way, for me, it was very important to say that, you know, we were used to have always the kids sitting there, and this time I would like to put on the projectors and the light on the elderly people that changes their statue from from elderly people once again to kids, because when it started to turn, they were like maybe 80 years old children. It was, this joy was really contagious in a way, and this is things that are important for me. The society really doesn't give the place and doesn't try to create this link between the generation, and this is something I think is very bad for the society, because it makes it much more poorer, and when people live together, there was an interaction which was quite important, I feel. Since I'm an artist, and my grandfather was also kind of an artist, well, from the theater field and from writing field, for me it was important to understand his past in life. He grew in Vilnius, but then he went to Warsaw to study. With the Second World War and with the Holocaust, things changed. So suddenly you need to start over again, to start over in another country, to start over in another language. He was trying to analyze the world, the wars, surviving, and so on, through the prism of what was his history and his path through different countries, cultures, and so on. It comes from his way of looking at life and the different cultures that made him his personality. He wrote very early about the Holocaust, when people didn't want at all to know about things. People were about to, I would say, to forget everything. Getting to know my grandfather through this film was very interesting for me. And since as a kid I didn't really understand him because we didn't speak the same language. I was speaking Hebrew, a little bit of English, of course, but he spoke basically French, Polish, Russian, none of those language I was talking. So in a way it made me know him, even though he wasn't there. But his work, his art made me know him a little bit better. My mother cousin wanted to do a film about her looking for her father in Vilnius. So she was already, she programmed it from long time ago. So she said, well, it would be nice that we will do a family visit there. So I thought it would be a good idea as well. It was important for us that we were like 3 generations. It was my mother, me, also my husband and our youngest son. I understand a little bit more about where do we come from, and also about this city, this country has gone through the fact that today there are 1,000 Jewish people in Vilnius. How can people live today with this kind of history? What does it mean to contemporary society, to be in a city that was filled with Jews and then there is nobody left? And I really feel that I need to come again, because there is something there. I would like to find a way to say about this moment I felt, and to transmit it further on. It has been for a little bit longer than 1 year that I didn't do any analog photography, because I think because of the October 7th. Something in humanity has been broken. I need still to, I don't know, figure out how to take new pictures. And since there is so many wrong things going on, in the beginning it was the Israeli Jewish people that were murdered, but now there are people from Gaza and Lebanon, and it's really complicated to continue life as if, you know, where nothing happens at the time that people are getting killed for nothing. I don't feel as somebody who's a refugee, because in a way it was my idea to migrate here. So I'm not an immigrant, I'm an emigrant. And Paris is for me a place where it's good to work, because you have the conditions to work on art. It's too complicated nowadays to be an artist in where I grew up.